MrBeast gave me $63,000. Here's how I spent it. First thing that I spent some money on was this animal right here, which is of course Neo, which is the pied motley golden child reticulated python. We actually visited Bob Clark down in Oklahoma, and this was just hatched. I mean, literally hatched the day before we got there.
Those just hatched and had, you don't know what you're gonna get.
And I always wanted a black and white pied reticulated python. As soon as I saw it, I said, Bob, what do you want for that animal? He wanted $6,500 for it, and I thought, hey, listen, I've got a little bit of money right now. Why not buy it? I couldn't pass it up. And within a few days, he had shipped it here, and Neo has been absolutely doing amazing for us ever since. It's certainly one of those animals when people come to the Reptarium, they always are blown away, and they often say it's the prettiest snake in the Reptarium. It's hard to argue with it. Okay, let's back up. Let's answer the question, why did MrBeast give me $63,000? The first collab I ever did with MrBeast, they called me up. It was super last minute. They needed an animal guy to get there to do a cool collab. Or would you sit in a bathtub full of snakes? I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna do it. They asked me how much I would charge, and I said, listen, being in a MrBeast video is more than enough compensation. So I got in my car, I drove down to Greenville, North Carolina, about a 14-hour drive, and we did the collab. It was absolutely a blast. So at the end of the shoot, which by the way was an absolute dream to work with, one of my favorite collabs I've ever done in my entire life, MrBeast actually came up to me and said, hey, I want to give you $10,000 for your help. And I honestly said, no, don't do that. That's way too generous. It's no big deal. You don't have to. He insisted, and he handed me a $10,000 check. And that's when I realized MrBeast was an amazing human being. He just loves giving people money, which is great because I was able to get a beautiful animal like Neo. A couple months later, I got another call from the MrBeast team, and they wanted me to come down and do the escape room video. It was going to be a much longer shoot. As a matter of fact, it turned out to be 11 days working on that shoot. It was absolutely crazy. One of the biggest things that Jimmy had done at that point. It was so impressive. Once again, they demanded that I took $33,000 to compensate me for the time and energy I did. And that's about the time when Frosty was offered to me. Now, Frosty certainly cost more money than $33,000, but that was a great down payment to get this little monkey right here. About a month ago, I was actually perusing through my Instagram feed when I came across this picture. And so I had to figure out more about this animal and find out if I could actually acquire it. The animal was in Indonesia, and I had a good friend of mine named Keo that was really well connected, so I called Keo. Keo, how are you doing, man? Can you do me a huge favor? I'm actually going to send you a picture on an Instagram feed. Could you see what's going on with this animal and find out if there's any way that you could get it for me? Thank you. All right, bye. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. Guess what? The wait takes a little bit longer because there's a bag inside of a bag. Oh my gosh. It is exactly what I was hoping for. Look at this, guys. Here, Frosty. Here you go, buddy. And if you guys remember, Frosty actually was a wild-caught baby white water monitor over in Indonesia. And the guy actually had it and then kept it as a pet for like 2 or 3 years. And then eventually decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and offer it up for sale. And they contacted me knowing that I wanted a solid white monitor. And it was absolutely stunning. I was so blown away when I saw the pictures of Frosty. And then we ended up sending the money over there. And a couple weeks later, he was here. And ever since, Frosty has been a huge part of the Reptarium. I mean, look at how beautiful that animal is. Super tame. But if it wasn't for MrBeast, would I have bought Frosty? Truth is, I would have probably found a way to come up with the money either way. But it certainly did help having that $33,000. Seeing a pattern here. And that basically is, listen, with all my business, whenever I make money, all I do is want to buy cool animals so that you guys can share them with me and so on like that. If you come to the Reptarium or you see them on the video, I'm not out there buying Lamborghinis or expensive watches or pampering myself. Everything I do, whether I make money in businesses, whether I make money on YouTube, make money at the Reptarium, BHB, or with MrBeast, all I do is take that money and buy cool animals so that I can share them with you guys. And MrBeast called me one more time. Turns out they wanted to do a thing with alligators down in Florida at Gatorland. Hey guys, what are you guys doing over here? What they wanted to do is actually set up poles in the water, giant alligators infesting all the way around. And if the person could walk across these poles and get to the other side, there's actually $20,000 sitting on the other side. What are you guys doing, you crazy little monkeys right here? So they just wanted me to go down there, help set it up, and I was like, heck yeah. Sounds like an absolutely amazing time. Turns out that they couldn't find a contestant that was crazy enough to walk across the water, so they asked me, and I did it. We're heading over to the location and about to do this event. I'm not gonna lie to you, there's definitely a little bit of emotions going on. I'm excited, but it's a little bit nerve-wracking. I not only want to perform well for the MrBeast team, but I also want to play it safe and make sure that Gatorland looks good too. These alligators are no joke. I mean, they are big. But hey, I won the $20,000. truth be told, they were going to pay me to actually be there. So I thought when I was getting across the water that I wasn't going to win the $20,000. I don't know why. I just thought that, hey, listen, if I'm paid to actually set the thing up, why are they going to give me $20,000 to actually win the thing? But I was still going to have a good time doing it. And I was really excited about it because it was fun. I'll be honest with you, it was a little heralding because I thought to myself, if I fall off one of these blocks, I am definitely in trouble because they were giant alligators everywhere. I got across, I got the $20,000, and to my surprise, they actually said, guess what? You get to keep the $20,000. Once again, showing you how generous and amazing the MrBeast team is. I tell you what, they blow me away all the time. And I was able to use a little bit of that $20,000 to buy the largest blood python in the world, Danielle. Take a look at this world's largest blood python. She is 7.5 feet long. This is an albino blood python. It's a short and fat python from Malaysia and Indonesia. And later today, I'm actually getting the largest one on record. That's right, a world record size animal.
These guys typically don't get much more than 4 to 5 foot long.
The one I'm getting is well over 6 foot long, the biggest blood python in the world. And finally, my friends Des and Steven are here, and they brought me this absolutely gorgeous snake. I am so excited about this. She's actually in shed right now. Much beautiful when she's out of shed, but look at this beast of a snake. Des, how long have you had this girl?
Oh my gosh, Brian, I don't even remember. 4 or 5 years?
Probably
maybe?
6 years or so.
6 years.
She's been with us a while.
Biggest blood python in the world, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Amazing. And look at how docile she is. That's why I was so excited about it. So when Des asked me, was I interested in her? I was like, are you kidding me? I dreamt of owning this animal because she is such an amazing animal ambassador. Look at this snake right here. Can you believe this? This is a blood python. She's measured as the largest blood python in the entire world that's in captivity, and she cost $4,000. So I used a little bit of that money that I won for walking across the alligators to buy Danielle. So I had a few extra bucks left, and you guys know that albino alligators are a huge part of my life. Of course, Salt is a huge animal ambassador here at the Reptarium for the last 3.5 years or so, and she's just gotten a little bit big. So we wanted to get an albino baby, and sure enough, we got the opportunity to get Freya, the albino alligator. Now, these guys cost almost $20,000, but hey, I had about $16,000 left over from the MrBeast shoot, so I thought I could use that money, pitch in a few extra bucks, and I was able to get Freya, the albino alligator. FedEx is here. Guys, FedEx is here. FedEx is here. FedEx is here?
Yeah, it just delivered.
Here it is, the box I've been waiting for. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I saw it through the window and I had to run all the way over here. This is it. Oh my gosh, they're here. I'm so excited. And it's been a few years since we've been at this spot. I was so excited last night, I could barely sleep just knowing that these guys were gonna show up. It's always nerve-wracking because they're not cheap animals, you know? These things cost a lot of money. You know, the weather is starting to get a little bit cooler. Last night was a little chilly, so I was like, please. But alligators can actually handle some pretty cold temperatures. You guys ready for this?
No.
Were you excited last night? I think you said,
Alligators are my thing.
I don't remember.
oh my gosh! I forgot how much pattern they have on them. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, they're bigger than I think Salt was. Oh my gosh. It's pink. My gosh, open it up. It's crazy, yo. You almost forget how much pattern that they actually have.
They changed so much.
Salt was like this?
Yeah, Salt was just like this. Oh my gosh. And look at this one here. It's got even more pattern. Look at it. It's got his little mouth open. Hi, buddy. And she's going to be an amazing part of the future of the Reptarium. There's no doubt about it. For the first few years of the Reptarium, Salt was huge, right? Kids could come in and actually hold an albino alligator. But now Salt is getting so big, it's kind of hard for that to happen. So now we have a new albino that can be held. If it wasn't for the Beast team, would I've gotten it? Like I've been mentioning, I'd probably still somehow have put the money together. But there's no doubt that the generosity and the amount of money that I was able to make from the Beast team actually gave me the opportunity to get some of these animals that would have been a little harder to get if it wasn't for them. But the fact that the MrBeast team was able to be so generous definitely helped grow some of these cool animal ambassadors, and it really helped out. Speaking of out, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, there's a playlist that you can watch all kinds of videos. You can also hit that subscription button. It would mean a lot to me. Also, hit that like button while you're down there. Have a wonderful day, Reptile Army. Remember, be kind to someone, and I promise